Big game this weekend, of course, Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes hosting USC Trojans. Now, USC's number 8 in the nation. Got the best player in the country, Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams. Rob, who's trying to become only the second player ever to win his second straight Heisman. Archie Griffin, of course, the only player to do it for Ohio State back in 1974 and 75, so 48 years ago. So Caleb, right now I'd say he's on his way. We'll see, how to keep it going long season. But Rob, Colorado was demolished last weekend, 42-6 by Oregon, which is number 9, right behind USC. And so I think Colorado's probably going to get beaten handily. Because one, USC is just better. And 2, even though they're better and they know it, Rob, USC has all the motivation in the world because even though they're the better team with the Heisman Trophy winner, everybody is really going to be watching and going to this game for Colorado, right? I mean, FS1, speak. With Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acho and Shady McCoy and James Jones, they're going to be there. Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson. They're going to be there. Not to see USC, but to see Colorado, which just got beat 42-6. So if I'm USC, I am hyped for this. I'm like, man, we're going to beat the brakes off of these boys. We're going to show people who they really should be looking at. And we got to beat them worse than Oregon, or at least close to how badly Oregon beat them. Because, Rob, in college football, you get style points. And USC won last week against a bad Arizona State team, but fell 3 points in the rank, or 3 slots in the rankings,
and rightfully
from
so,
number 5 to number 8, because it was a close game.
They were supposed to be. Were they favored by like 25 or whatever? It was there.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah,
it was
they only
huge
won by 14. Yeah,
and people looked at that and said that's a sloppy game. And you're right, Chris. Style points matter.
If they get demolished, do you think the attention, the hoopla, the hype? Well, before I ask you that, let me say this. They should not look. If they go 6-6, if they go 5-7, it's still a good year. They were supposed to win 3.5 games, or that was the odds. So they win 5, they win 6, they win 7. They've had a very good year. If they get bowl eligible, great for them. A lot of people won't look at it that way because they started 3-0. They beat a ranked team in TCU. But in fairness, we should keep it in perspective. They don't have the horses that some of these other schools have. That said, though, Rob, they've been talking a lot of stuff, which we've all enjoyed, and I don't have a problem with it. But when the chickens come home to roost, it
can't have it both ways.
Right,
that's the one thing. And people go, oh, well, they're trying to beat me and this and the kid. Dude, you can't have it that way. You were dancing and celebrating and saying that you had changed the game and look at what's going on. I make you uncomfortable and all that.
Right.
And that's good. I'm not knocking it. Just take your lumps when they come. You were dishing out lumps.
Right. No doubt.
Huh?
No doubt.
Am I wrong?
So here's my question. Well, let Rob G. It's going to be a ton of celebrities at the game, right?
Oh, that's selling it short, Chris.
Give me the list.
And it's not like no offense to you guys, not the Chris Broussard, Rob Parker level celebrity.
Hey, what are you saying?
This is who's confirmed, all right? There's probably going to be more, but this is confirmed as of Thursday afternoon. Will Ferrell, Snoop Dogg, DJ Khaled, Matthew McConaughey, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, and LeBron James.
Wow.
I bet you those tickets are non-refundable. That's why they're still going. I'm sorry.
All right, Rob, let me ask you this. If they get mollywopped, does the hype end? I'm not saying people start killing him, but just it's okay. Does the hype end? Does the hoopla end? Does it need to end?
I mean, if you're it will have to be tempered, Chris. It just will, because it's hard to be ballyhooing if they after the end of Saturday they've been outscored 92 to 13. You know what I mean? Like that's a
Right.
royal beatdown, and you'd have to take a look and go, okay, it was a nice start. They barely beat Colorado State, but they were favored by 21. They barely beat them. They beat a bad Nebraska team, and they beat TCU. That was the shocking one to start the season. But all the rest, you'd have to really start to question it.
And Rob, honestly, and maybe I'm wrong. If the hype did continue, now, I think people should, as I said earlier, keep things in perspective and be fair, which is if they, get to 5-7, 6-6, they win a couple games against some Pac-12 teams. I think people got to understand, hey, they had a good year. Deion's done a good job with this team, and then I think he's going to keep recruiting better players, and they got a bright future. I think that would be fair. But I think to continue the hype on the level where it's been right now, it almost, Rob, if they get destroyed Saturday, it almost would be insulting to Deion and them. Because it would almost be like we just watching y'all for kicks and giggles.
No, they
we
already
like the guy with the sunglasses and talking all the trash, and his son got the Rolex on.
They better
it would be entertainment more than real football is what you want credit for.
But they better be there the whole year. I don't want them to bail on Deion and the kids.
What are they supposed to do?
Still support them.
Who you mean?
The celebrities. They should still support the program.
Yeah, I'm not saying the celebrity. I'm more talking about the media,
the coverage.
Hype.
I understand that, I'm
not saying you gotta. Again, you shouldn't kick sand on them. You know what I mean? You shouldn't. Oh, they were frauds. No, they weren't frauds. They've had a good year for a team that was 1-11 last year. So let's give them legit credit.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
get
if
that.
you keep Deion's on every Monday on your TV show, like it just becomes. Are y'all just here for the entertainment and the charismatic head coach, or do you really care about the real football, which is what it's all about?
No, they care about being attached to something that is registering with people and ratings, Chris. That's it. So as soon as that balloon is burst and they're not getting those ratings they were, and people have turned to something else, that's when it'll die off. They'll be like, we're not having Deion on Monday. They just got drubbed by 50. Like seriously. The producer, like,
what's he gonna say?
What's he gonna say?
And I agree. Look, and I think the celebrities will continue to support.
We'll see.
Deion gets a lot of love.
I hope so.
Yeah, I will. I mean, it can die down a little, but I think.
But you can't be just front runners. You know what I'm saying, Chris? That's all I mean.
Right.
If you support Deion,
but you also
support Deion.
You don't want to praise him to a level where it becomes condescending. You know what I mean? Like, look, we just got, like you said, we just got beat by 35. Don't come in my face, with all this publicity because you just wanted a show, So